individual radio reflection about business law. Hello, doctor. My name is Tong. My matric number is A177127. First, summarize the lecture learned. The content of Lecture 1 is definition and classification of laws. This is my first contract with the business law lecture. In this chapter, I understand why do we need law? Where can we find the law? How do we settle a dispute? I also understand the types of law. The content of Lecture 2 is sources of law. In this chapter, I learned about the place of origin and the place of reference of the law. Three branches of government, written law and unwritten law, and the difference in various laws. The contract of Lecture 3, the conception of contracts. In the chapter, I learned about the basic concept of Malaysia contract law, contract element, performance of contract, terms, discharge, remedies of breach of contract. The content of Lecture 4, consideration and intention to create a legal relation. In this chapter, I learned the general rules. An agreement without consideration is valid, and some exceptions to the general rules. The content of Lecture 5, capacity, creativity of term and formalities. In this chapter, I understand what is capacity in contracts and know what are terms and formalities in contracts. The general rules contracts enter by manners is valid. The content of Lecture 6, concern and illegality. In this chapter, I know how important consent the interacts and visiting factors that could invalidate a contract. Difference between express and implied terms. Understand the difference between term and just representation, and the exclusion clauses. The content of Lecture 8, discharge of contract. In this chapter, I know discharge of a contract means termination of a contract. The general rule is that the parties must perform all the terms of the contract in order to discharge the obligations. The content of Lecture 9, remedies of breach of contracts. In this chapter, I know how to apply the suitable remedy of breach of contract. Determine the best level of damage for breach of contract. The content of Lecture 2, agency. I know who are agents in the eyes of law. Understand how to create an agency. Explain the duties of principal. Establish how to terminate an agency. Personal opinion. I think business law is a very useful course for the following reasons. First, the course has inspired us a lot because there are some things that our personal thoughts are very different for the judgments of the law. When we study the course, we often say it's turned out to be like this, or it's turned out can to do like this. Second, the law of different countries are different, and they can cause us to think more deeply. As we all know, Malaysia is a capitalist country, and my country, China, is a socialist country. Therefore, there are many differences in law. The angles of judging problems are often different. We have no right to say which law is current. Legal opinion for different angles can deep our thinking space. Third, it will help us a lot after graduation because we will also look for jobs or start a business in the future. So this basic legal knowledge is very useful to us and can prevent us from making some basic mistakes. Advantage and suggestion. Advantage 1. The PowerPoint of this course is very clear. We can easily find what we need to find when reviewing the PowerPoint. 2. The teacher is very serious in class and teacher will answer carefully when we have questions. 3. I think the biggest advantage is case. On the PowerPoint, most regulations will write the corresponding case to advance our understanding. In the weekly homework, we will also let us find the case by ourselves. Although this increase our workload, it makes it easier for us to understand related issues and supplement the knowledge of the class. Suggestion. I personally have a suggestion. I hope the teacher will give us samples of homework at the beginning of the course. For some example and homework, in the early part of the semester, most students only know what the content requirements are, but don't know what the format is. We didn't know the specific requirements until last week. The first few exams and homework may affect our final scores. It's not that we didn't work hard or find the case, but that we didn't know how to do the exam and homework. I hope the teacher can give us a higher score after the final exam because this is really important to us. That's all. Thank you.